which should you get? The new Tesla Model 3 Performance or the Tesla Model S Plaid? The Model 3 Performance starts at $55,000 and the Plaid starts at $88,000. Already a big difference here. But which car should you actually get? Well, in this episode, we are going to find out. The Model 3 Performance has two electric motors. Combined, they make 510 horsepower and 547 pound-feet of torque. It features an 82 kilowatt-hour battery pack that has a range of 303 miles and can charge at 250 kilowatts. The Model S Plaid has three electric motors, one in the front, two in the back. Combined, they make 1,020 horsepower and 1,050 pound-feet of torque. Insane numbers here. It also has a 100 kilowatt-hour battery pack that has a range of 359 miles and can also charge at 250 kilowatts. Obviously, the Model S Plaid is way more powerful, but how much of a difference is there when it comes to performance? So the Model 3 Performance can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.9 seconds. That's absolutely brutal, and its top speed is 163 miles per hour. The Model S Plaid, though, can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 1.99 seconds. Absolutely insane. Almost a whole second quicker than the Model 3's 0 to 60 time, and its top speed is 200 miles per hour. What an actual beast. Now let's compare these vehicles' internal components. The Model 3 Performance gets lowered spring suspension, but unlike the standard version, it gets adaptive dampers, which means you can adjust the firmness. They also feature accelerometers, which sense the vibration and the speed while driving. That way they can constantly adapt for improved comfort. It also gets sway bars to prevent body roll. There's torque vectoring, which can send full power to the outer wheel with the most grip. Helps a lot with corner exiting traction. The rear track is also narrower, which accommodates for the wider wheels. It also gets upgraded brakes over the standard versions. It gets larger brake rotors and bigger calipers with improved heat management. It also features Tesla's track mode, where you can adjust the handling balance, stability, the regenerative braking, and lots of other cool settings. Very useful when taking this vehicle on the track. In fact, you can actually make this vehicle drift by changing a few settings in the track mode. It's a very advanced car, but the Model S Plaid is even more advanced. It has active air suspension, rather than the spring suspension you get on the Model 3, which means you can also raise the vehicle and has adaptive dampers just like the Model 3. It also gets sway bars to prevent body roll. The electric motors in this vehicle have rotors wrapped in carbon. This improves both performance and efficiency, helps with that insane top speed. It also gets torque vectoring, which can send full power to the outer wheel with the most grip. Helps a lot with corner exiting traction. The Model S Plaid also gets upgraded brakes over the standard Model S. And we have the actual measurements. So at the front, it has 4 piston calipers gripping 395mm discs, and at the back, it has single piston calipers gripping 365mm discs. You can also get a track package with this vehicle as well. What that provides is 20-inch forged wheels, upgraded tires for better grip, and carbon ceramic brakes with track-ready brake fluid. The carbon ceramic brake kit provides 410mm discs gripped by 6 piston calipers in the front and 4 piston calipers in the back. That also unlocks the 200 mile per hour top speed. Without the carbon ceramic brakes, the top speed is limited to 166 miles per hour. Just like the Model 3, it features track mode, where you can adjust the handling balance, the stability, and the regenerative braking. And of course, you can make this vehicle drift. The Model S has been one of my favorite looking vehicles out there. On the outside, it's a beautiful car, especially from the front. The bumper design is very nice, and the hood is very smooth. Down the side also, it's very smooth. It gets 19-inch wheels as standard, but you can pay extra for 21-inch wheels, and the Plaid version gets red brake calipers, which looks awesome. The back is also very nice. I love the taillight designs, and the bumper has an aggressive look. The Plaid also gets a carbon fiber rear spoiler. It's a very heavy car though. It weighs at over 4,700 pounds. Really heavy. But this is one of the most aerodynamic vehicles out there. It has a drag coefficient of 0.208 CD. That's really low, and helps a lot to maximize the range. Overall, it's a beautiful looking car. So is the new Model 3 Performance. Compared to the Model S Plaid, it gets more design upgrades over its standard version, most noticeable on the front. It gets air vents at the sides of the bumper and a more pronounced front splitter. Down the side, it's pretty much the same, but it gets bigger 20-inch forged wheels as standard and red brake calipers like the Plaid. On the back, it also gets noticeable design upgrades. It gets a much bigger rear carbon fiber spoiler, even bigger than the one on the Model S Plaid, and also gets a more aggressive rear diffuser. The changes make this car look absolutely stunning. I love how this vehicle looks as well. However, its drag coefficient is slightly higher. It has a drag coefficient of 0.219 CD. Still very impressive, and this vehicle is way lighter. It weighs just over 4,000 pounds. Between these two cars, it's super difficult to decide which one looks better. Both cars look gorgeous, but I think I'm leaning towards the Model 3. It's super close though between these two. The Model 3 has a very nice interior. It's a super nice place to be in. The design is super minimal. There are hardly any buttons. There's this big display in the middle, and this vehicle has so many cool features. It's a very good display, and the infotainment system is best in class. There's also a display in the back where you can play games and watch different videos, and it also provides controls for rear passengers. This vehicle also has ambient lighting, and it looks glorious the way it extends from the door cards all the way across the dashboard. It looks beautiful, especially at night. Now, like the exterior, the performance version gets upgrades on the interior. Most noticeable are the sport seats. They have bigger bolsters and headrests. The design also is very cool. Also, it gets a carbon fiber trim on the dashboard and aluminum pedals. Now for the comfort features, it gets heated seats, front ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, front wireless charging, and acoustic glass, all as standard. Thank goodness. Anytime Tesla delivers a vehicle, it comes pretty much fully spec'd out. There's only a few subscriptions and a few self-driving features you will have to pay extra for. Everything else comes as standard, and that is why these vehicles have great value of money. The amount of technology these vehicles have is insane. If you'd like to learn more about the technology of these vehicles, click on the top right corner of your display. And overall, this is a very nice interior. Tesla has drastically improved their interior quality. Their interiors have soft touch materials pretty much everywhere, and all of the pieces and trims are very solidly put together. And this is a very nice interior. However, the Model S's interior is even nicer. It's way more luxurious, it's way more spacious, the interior quality in the Model S is even better, and it has better technology. It gets bigger screens, and unlike in the Model 3, it has a driver's display. Thank goodness. It makes it so much easier to view crucial info when driving. The first thing you will notice is that yoke steering wheel, but that's an option. As standard, it gets a regular steering wheel, and the Model S's interior is absolutely beautiful. I love the design. This looks awesome. And the Plaid version also gets interior upgrades. It gets sport seats like the Model 3, which have bigger headrests and bolsters. It gets carbon fiber trim instead of the wood, and aluminum pedals. For the comfort features, like the Model 3, it gets heated seats, front ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, front wireless charging, and acoustic windows, all as standard. But the Model S also gets rear wireless charging and a HEPA filter, which also both come included. Technology-wise, the Model S is more advanced, and the interior is definitely more luxurious. It has the beautiful glass roof, which lets loads of light into the cabin, and it adds to headroom in the back. It's a very nice place to be in. Now, the Model S doesn't have ambient lighting, but soon Tesla will be adding it. Overall, the Model S has the better cabin. Now let's compare these vehicles' storage capacities. The Model 3's trunk is 21 cubic feet of space, and the front provides an additional 3.1 cubic feet of space. So in total, it has a cargo capacity of 24.1 cubic feet. The Model S's hatchback-style trunk not only is bigger, with a volume of 61 cubic feet, it also makes it easier to load in items, and that's 40 cubic feet more than the Model 3's trunk. And the front also provides an additional 3.1 cubic feet. So in total, the Model S has a cargo capacity of up to 64.1 cubic feet. With the Model 3, the spring suspension makes the vehicle more agile and nimble. Also, it has the upgraded adaptive suspension, which makes the ride more comfortable. You can set it to a softer setting for improved ride comfort, or you can set it to a stiffer setting for improved agility. The improved seats also hold the occupants better in place. And those forged wheels provide sharper turn-in response, increased traction out of corners, and optimized aerodynamics as well. The high-performance brakes also improve stopping performance at all speeds and at a wider temperature range. And the overall tuned chassis improves the stiffness and the performance. There's also lots of power in this thing. Since it's electric, there's the instant torque, which significantly enhances the acceleration. Just press the accelerator down and the vehicle takes off, like a rocket ship. There's no gearbox, so the car doesn't have to decide which gear to go in when the accelerator is suddenly pressed all the way down. There's also the regenerative braking, which makes the driving experience so much easier. Just lift your foot off the accelerator and the vehicle will stop on its own. And it also recharges the battery, which helps to maximize range. But with the performance, you can turn that feature off via track mode for improved handling, and the traction is greatly enhanced with the all-wheel drive system. The torque vectoring helps a lot with corner exiting traction. This vehicle also has a low center of gravity since the battery pack is mounted at the bottom, and that reduces body roll, giving the vehicle more stability. And overall, it's going to be a very good car to drive. Tesla ensured that the Model 3 performance will have the same comfort as the standard version for daily driving, but also sportier at the same time when taking this vehicle on the track. And this is all thanks to the adaptive suspension. And these vehicles have a bunch of self-driving features to make the driving experience even more convenient. The Model S Plaid will also be an excellent car to drive. It has even better suspension than the Model 3, It gets active air suspension with adaptive dampers, which constantly adjust while driving. Depending on the road conditions, you can alter the ride height, and you can also change the firmness. You can set it to a stiffer setting for improved agility, or you can set it to a softer setting for improved comfort. And there's extreme power in this thing. This is an absolute beast. Like with the Model 3 Performance, those upgraded seats hold the occupants better in place. The forged wheels with the track package also provide sharper turn-in response and increased traction out of corners. And there's the instant torque, which significantly improves the acceleration, since there's only one gear in these vehicles. The carbon-sleeved rotors also improve performance, and helps with that insane 200 mph top speed, and it also helps with the efficiency. The super low drag coefficient substantially improves the efficiency, maximizing the range a lot. The all-wheel drive system improves the traction, and this vehicle also has the torque vectoring, which helps a lot to increase traction out of corners. The regenerative braking also makes the driving experience so much easier. Just lift your foot off the accelerator and the vehicle will stop on its own, and recharge the battery at the same time, maximizing range. And since this vehicle also is electric, there's that low center of gravity, which increases stability by reducing body roll, and improves the handling, so this vehicle stays nice and flat in corners. And those upgraded brakes provide better stopping performance than the standard brakes, and the carbon ceramics are even better. Overall, this is also going to be an excellent car to drive. It's great for daily driving and for driving on the track, and it also has self-driving features to make the driving experience even more convenient and safer. So which should you get? The Tesla Model 3 Performance or the Tesla Model S Plaid? Right away, the Model S is the better car. It's from the class above. It's better in pretty much any way. However, it is more expensive. And for most people, the Model 3 Performance is good enough. It's more than $30,000 cheaper than the Model S Plaid, and it still has most of the cool features. I'd recommend getting the Model 3 Performance and then eventually upgrade to the Model S Plaid. The Model S Plaid is definitely the better car, but still, the Model 3 is a very good car. But let me know in the comments down below which vehicle do you guys prefer. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode.